Hello, this is Lucy Bisong, and today we're going to be discussing my three most relevant topics from my sociology class. And I choose to go with religion, environmental, and demography. So without further ado, I'm gonna have a little. I have notes that I'm gonna be reading from. We're gonna start with religion. Now There's 16 types of religions in the world, and after what I read from my slides, I believe that religion is a way. It wasn't necessarily introduced. I would not say it was introduced by sociologists. I'm just going to say it's a way for sociologists to further classify people, to make, like, to further understand people. Now there are 16 types of religions in the world, and from where I'm from, Cameroon, we have two. We have Islam and we have Christianity. And just from growing up, I feel like if someone tells me they're Muslim, it's not going to be 100% correct, but I'm like 60%. I'm going to guess how their life are, or like how they were grown, especially if they tell me that they were born into Islam. I'm going to know how their life was, their childhood was, and I'm going to know what morals they stand for. I'm not going to be 100% correct most of the time, but 60% of the time I think I am going to be correct, just because I know of these religions. Now there's 16 types of them, and most sociologists, I believe that they know all of them. So this is a way for sociologists to pretty much understand the population and how things work. And I'm going to give you a definition of religion from Clifford Gertz. I'm going to make it short because this is really lengthy. I'm just going to tell you from what I understood. According to Clifford Gertz, sociology is a system of symbols which acts to establish the powerful, persuasive, and long-lasting moods in men by formulating concepts of a general order of existence. So, like I said, this further explains that it is a system. I don't believe that religion was not created, was introduced by sociologists. I believe that religion is a way that sociologists understand, or like they further much like you said, establish thoughts on men. So if you tell someone, if you tell a sociologist you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, or you're a Buddhist, or you might be an atheist. That's not a religion. That's a way. I need to check back on that. But all of this would make it a sociologist that has studied all the religions and everything. They would understand you more depending on your religion. And that's my take on religion. Now we're going to go to the environmental, and we're going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about a lot because I just have 5 minutes. So we're going to talk about two main points of the globalization of the environment. And then we're going to go to, the first one's going to be the permeability of the international border to pollution and environmental problems. This basically means that okay, permeability is like it's how good things can go through, like how strong something is for things to go through it. So this, from my understanding, is just saying that the environmental has been classified under two structures. You have the under two structures, the permeability, and then the growth of free trade and transnational corps. And free trade just means, it doesn't mean free, it doesn't actually mean free. It just means like the cheap labor that higher countries get from weak countries, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily free, but it's like really cheap, and they use it to their advantage. And I feel like most developing countries, they never actually develop like well, because higher countries are using their resources and everything, and that makes the community or the country hard to it just takes them back like a lot. And that's gonna bring us to greenwashing is basically basically a company, how they market themselves as environmental friendly, but they're actually like bad for the environment and they're bad for like everything, but they market themselves as environmentally friendly. So yeah, that is all I have on environmentals. And then from the last one, we're gonna go to dem. Oh, and one more thing on environmental. I'm so sorry. One more thing on environmental. Where I'm from, again, I'm gonna say this. Where I'm from, oil, like gas, what you put in your car, or like what you put in your car, planes and everything. It is really easy to get it from my country, and like because it's everywhere. We have like oil mines. We have a lot of it like over there. When I was, because I left when I was 15, but when I left when I was 15, but when I turned 11, I started seeing like, I'm from an African country, a predominantly black African country. You never see white people in there, not necessarily like Americans. I'm thinking like Americans, Europeans, and everything. But I started seeing more fair skin colored people, like foreigners. I started seeing more of them there, and then, but the site that it was built in, it never developed. It was always underdeveloped, but they extracted a lot of oil, and they promised the workers in my country like a lot of money to like develop the country and everything, and it's still the same way it is, and they're making money over here with that. Not only my country, there's a country in Africa. It's called DR, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and they have, I think, diamond mines there, but they're suffering. They're using like that's basically child labor and everything, and a lot of people die in those mines, but you never see the country actually develop. But countries here in the States that benefit from that country, they're developing, but they're still underdeveloped in that country. So that is, all of that falls under the environmental aspect of sociology. And then we're going to end with demography. And then demography is a method used by sociologists to better understand and classify humans depending on where they're from. That concerns their environment and how many people are from there. So, and okay, this is under, like, we could just say demography falls under sex and age pyramid. So basically saying like, if you're from a place, what are the people from your place known better for? I'm gonna use myself again. So my country, I'm Cameroonians. We're known for skinny, tall, dark girls. I'm skinny. I'm 5'8". I'm 128 pounds, and I'm dark skinned. So that is better. Okay, so if I tell someone that if I tell a sociologist where I'm from, they're gonna assume that that's what I look like without seeing me. And also from a place like, let's say, South Sudan, they're known for being skinny, very, very skinny, like over 7 foot tall, and really, really dark skin. If we say like, let's use somewhere in America, let's say from Daytona Beach, from where I'm from. You're when you hear Daytona Beach, you think of let's say girls that like to swim, mainly pale skinned people because they're always outside. Oh no, mainly tan people because they're always outside. That is how sociologists use demography to further much classify the society. And I think that brings you to anything. Oh, and before that, we're gonna talk about, under demography, we're also gonna talk about fertility, crude rate, mortality rate, and migration. Basically, for fertility is how much people are born in your country, if that makes sense. And then not your country, but from the area that the sociologists are trying to study. Crude rate is how many kids are born in every 1,000 people in a year. And then mortality rate is how many people die in every 1,000 people in a year. And then migration is how many people move into your country or move into the area or the country. And this also has a lot to do with the decrease of growth. No, it doesn't have anything to do with the decrease of growth. And we also have decrease of growth. That's a point under the demography too. And then you have the decrease of growth might also use contraceptives, and then delayed marriages that lead to women, and that have a lot to do with women in menopause, and you have when both partners of the marriage are in the working force, so nobody wants to stay home and like take care of the kid, and everybody wants to work. That all leads to decrease of growth in the community. That also affects the demography of the population. Thank you so much, and have a good day.